Attention passionate Philadelphia, EAGLES FANS. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Philadelphia Eagles' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Philadelphia Eagles fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS and Philadelphia, EAGLES FANS. Let's get to the news. Alright, Eagles fans, you know how we love to start these conversations with some adrenaline, right? So let me tell you, there's a buzz in the NFL that's been growing lately, and it's all about what the Philadelphia Eagles are doing in this offseason, especially when it comes to shoring up their defense. And trust me, this isn't just about patching up gaps or filling roster spots. No, it's about making a statement, about reinforcing a team that just came off one of its most historic seasons in recent memory. The Eagles, as you well know, have been on a meteoric rise, transforming from perennial contenders to legitimate Super Bowl champions. But as they set their sights on repeating that success, the focus is on making sure every single piece of their puzzle fits perfectly, especially on the defensive side of the ball. Now, if we take a detailed look at the Eagles' defense last year, there's a lot to be proud of. They finished with one of the top defenses in the league, a unit that was not only stingy against the run, but also relentless in rushing the passer. But in the NFL, even the slightest weaknesses can be exploited by the best offenses, and the Eagles know this better than anyone. They're aware that to stay at the top, they need to keep evolving, keep adding pieces that can make their defense even more formidable. And right now, the spot that's catching everyone's attention is the edge rusher position. This is where the Eagles are looking to upgrade, to bring in someone who can really make a difference on third downs, in clutch moments, and in creating pressure that disrupts opponents' game plans. You see, the departure of veteran players like Brandon Graham, who retired this offseason, and the trade of Bryce Huff to the San Francisco 49ers have left a noticeable void. Plus, they lost Josh Sweat, who was a key part of their pass rush, and they're also in the process of integrating some younger talents like Josh Uch and Aziz Ojulari. But even with these moves, the question remains, is that enough? And that's where the buzz about Preston Smith comes into play. Yes, Preston Smith, the veteran pass rusher who's been quietly consistent throughout his NFL career, is now being eyed as a potential addition to the Eagles roster. This isn't just idle speculation either. Christopher Knox from Bleacher Report pointed out that helping out the pass rush is arguably the biggest remaining task for the Eagles this offseason. And when you look at Smith's production over the past few years, it's pretty impressive. He might not be a household name like Von Miller, but his numbers tell a different story. Smith has been remarkably reliable, playing in 163 of 164 possible regular season games across his decade-long career, which in itself speaks volumes about his durability and professionalism. On average, he's recorded around 7 sacks per season, and he's hit double digits in sacks in multiple seasons, including a career-high 12. 0 sacks in 2019. That's elite-level production, even if he's not always recognized with Pro Bowl honors or All-Pro selections. And let's talk about his physical attributes. Standing at 6'6" and weighing around 270 pounds, Smith is an imposing figure on the edge. His size combined with his athleticism makes him a versatile threat. Over his career, he's not just been a sack artist, he's also contributed with 5 interceptions and 27 pass deflections, showing that he's capable of dropping into coverage when needed and making plays all over the field. His journey through the NFL has taken him from Washington, where he made a name for himself, to Green Bay, where he signed a lucrative extension, and most recently to Pittsburgh, where he played part of the 2024 season before being released earlier this year. What makes Preston Smith such an attractive target for the Eagles is that he's not just a player of numbers. He's a player of consistency, durability, and experience. Despite never having earned a Pro Bowl or All-Pro nod, his stats and film show a player who's often underappreciated but is always making an impact. He's been a part of defenses that have ranked among the best in the league, and now, with the Eagles looking to bolster their pass rush, he could be the perfect fit. Philadelphia has a unique advantage in this pursuit. They're contenders, and they can offer Smith a real shot at winning a Super Bowl. That's something other teams might not be able to compete with, especially for a veteran who's chasing that elusive championship. When it comes to contracts, the Eagles might not need to break the bank for Smith. A one-year deal in the range of $3 million to $5 million could be enough to bring him into the fold and add that extra punch on the edge. And of course, this would give the Eagles flexibility to continue building around their core without sacrificing cap space or draft capital. It's a strategic move, one that could pay huge dividends in the upcoming season. Remember, the NFC East is ripe for the taking. Dallas Cowboys, New York Giants, and Washington Commanders are all formidable opponents, but the Eagles have shown time and again that they're willing to make bold moves to stay ahead. Now, let's zoom out a bit and look at the bigger picture. The Philadelphia Eagles have been building this roster with a clear vision. They've invested heavily in their offensive line, added playmakers on offense like A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith, and have a quarterback, Jalen Hurts, who's evolving into one of the league's top dual-threat talents. But it's on defense where they've been steadily reinforcing their foundation. Their secondary, led by Darius Slay, is among the league's best, and their linebacker core has been solid. The question is, how do they take that next step to being the absolute best? The answer might lie in that edge rush position, where a veteran presence like Preston Smith could be the final piece of the puzzle. And it's not just about the present. The Eagles are also thinking about their future. Drafting young pass rushers like Nolan Smith, the former Georgia star and brother of Trevon Walker, shows they're investing in the next generation. But veterans like Preston Smith bring stability, leadership, and proven production that can help guide those young talents. Plus, the chemistry in the locker room is vital, and having a guy with Smith's experience can only boost the team's mindset and confidence heading into what promises to be another competitive season. Speaking of the upcoming season, expectations are sky high for the Eagles. After such a dominant 2024 campaign, where they finished with the best record in the NFC and made a deep playoff run, the goal is clear. They want to reclaim the NFC East crown and set their sights on another Super Bowl. The NFC landscape is as competitive as ever, with teams like the San Francisco 49ers, Dallas Cowboys, and Detroit Lions all vying for supremacy. But the Eagles have shown they're not just contenders, they're a team willing to do whatever it takes to win. That's why this offseason move, whether it's signing Preston Smith or making other strategic acquisitions, could be the difference between a good season and an unforgettable one. And let's not forget Jalen Hurts, who's only getting better. His leadership, athleticism, and ability to make plays with his legs and arm make him the centerpiece of this franchise. The offensive line has been solid, giving him time to operate, and the receiving core is diverse and talented. But football is a team sport, and defense wins championships. So adding depth and talent to the pass rush is a no-brainer. With Preston Smith, the Eagles could have a veteran who can instantly contribute, provide leadership, and push their young pass rushers to perform at their peak. In terms of history, the Eagles have always been a franchise that's not afraid to make bold moves. From acquiring key players in free agency to drafting strategic picks, they've built a culture of resilience and ambition. Their Super Bowl LII victory in 2018 is a testament to their willingness to take risks and stay committed to their vision. Since then, they've continued to evolve, and this offseason is no different. They're looking to sustain that success and elevate their game to even greater heights. The potential signing of Preston Smith aligns perfectly with their philosophy, a mix of experienced veterans and promising young talent, all working toward a common goal, championships. Now, I know some of you might be wondering, will this move actually happen? Well, that's the beauty of NFL offseason rumors and intel. Teams are always exploring options, and with Smith's contract situation and the Eagles' need for pass rush help, it's a scenario worth watching. The Eagles have the cap space and the strategic flexibility to make this move happen if they see fit. And knowing Howie Roseman's track record, he's always looking for under-the-radar additions that can make a big impact. So don't be surprised if we hear more about this in the coming weeks, especially as training camp approaches and teams finalize their rosters. As we talk about the future, it's also worth mentioning the importance of fan support. The Eagles have one of the most passionate fan bases in the NFL, and this offseason has already been electric with trade rumors, draft picks, and free agency moves. Every addition, every move, is watched closely by fans who dream of another Super Bowl parade. The city of Philadelphia, known for its resilience and fighting spirit, is eager to see their team keep pushing forward. And with the solid foundation they've built, combined with strategic signings like potentially Preston Smith, they are positioning themselves to be true contenders once again. So, to wrap up, the Philadelphia Eagles are at a pivotal point in their journey. They've already proven they can compete at the highest level, but they're not resting on their laurels. Their focus is on continuous improvement, on building a roster that can sustain excellence and push for that elusive second Lombardi trophy. The offseason whispers about Preston Smith are just the beginning of what could be a series of smart moves that propel them even further ahead in the NFC. And as always, Eagles fans, your voice matters. This team is built for you, and your passion fuels every step of their journey. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Philadelphia Eagles news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick, and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. Looking ahead, the next few months will be crucial. The Eagles will be exploring options, signing free agents, making draft choices, and preparing their roster for what promises to be another intense NFL season. Fans should keep an eye on every move, every rumor, because this team isn't just playing for the regular season. They're aiming for another Super Bowl ring, and they're willing to do whatever it takes. The NFC is stacked, but if the Eagles can add that extra edge, that veteran leadership, they might just be the team to beat once again. And now, Philadelphia Eagles fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Philadelphia Eagles. Do you believe Preston Smith is the missing piece? Are you confident in the team's chances to repeat? Or do you think they need to make even more moves? Whatever you think, we want to know. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Philadelphia Eagles news. Let's keep this conversation going because, at the end of the day, we're all part of this Eagles family, and together we're aiming for greatness.